Good morning. It's a Wednesday, December 9th, 2020. Just a few more days left in 2020. The year most of us definitely wants to see out of here. It's not been a good year at all for some persons, especially with this COVID 19 in the air. And this morning we have two special guests as we continue with National Heritage Culture Month put on by the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. Amanda Coulson, she's the director of the National Art Gallery, and Synovia Pierre, she's the senior cultural affairs officer in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. I feel like a king this morning with two queens in studio. Good morning, queens. Welcome to the OT.
Well,
Good
good morning,
morning.
King Man. Good morning, good morning.
Oh, first of all, as we've been talking about this COVID and COVID 19, how has the year been for you?
Oh man, listen, COVID knocked us all on our parts of our bodies we're not supposed to mention on the air. But you know, we've been that word we love, pivot. We've been pivoting at the National Art Gallery, so we've put everything like online, outside. We're all about safety. We're all about still, bigging up the culture, making sure that our artists still get a platform, but doing it all safely. So you know, it's been rough, but we've actually learned some really great lessons about how we can reach more people. So, you know, everything we're doing online now reaches the Family Islands, right? Whereas before, everybody used to call us the Nassau Art Gallery, and I would say, hey man, we ain't the Nassau Art Gallery, we're the National Art Gallery. But somehow this has actually pushed us to work harder on delivering that. So, you know, we're trying to make lemon out of lemonades, right? Or make lemonades out of lemon, or whatever we're doing.
How have you and the family being able to adjust from this new realm of life?
It's been a little rough. My kids are actually at boarding school. They managed to get out, but they can't come home for Christmas, right? And I lost my dad last year, right around this time, actually, on the 13th.
Wow.
And so this is going to be our first Christmas, just my husband and I. So we're like, okay, second honeymoon.
All right.
But again, you know, I always look at and I tell everyone, you know, you got to count what you do have, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, I still have my job. I still have a job that's meaningful to
Yes.
me. I still can support other people with my work. So I'm blessed with that, and I'm blessed to live in this country where even if I can only be in my yard has got my moringa and my various other things to keep me healthy. So I'm looking at it as a reset. I'm looking at it as I'm doing a lot more growing in my yard. I'm like growing food, planting things and thinking about, how can we learn from this to not just survive, but actually thrive, when something like this happens again. And what from our culture can we use to do that? So for me, that's the lesson.
And so, how has it been for you?
Well, it's a learning year. Definitely, we had to reinvent ourselves, like Amanda says, the pivot year. It's been a lot of finding creative ways to do the same thing that you do. And the good thing about what I do, and when I say what I do, I'm talking about music and performing and all that stuff, and teaching, of course, is a lot of it has gone to online, virtual. And so it helps. I've been recording with producers and stuff. For instance, I did a whole song with Fred Ferguson,
Oh,
and he was in Alabama.
Yep, yep.
So I was here and he was in Alabama, and we were doing the song and in real time online, and
Yep.
and so it's we've just had to say, okay, this is where we are. Guess what? It is what it is. And Amanda, I was agreeing with her with the same thing. I think a lot of people just found ways to spend more meaningful time together as families. We were growing stuff. My girls, shoot, I harvested 3 pumpkins during COVID.
We grew melons.
Listen, honey.
We were out there in the
you know,
garden. Yep.
so it's been just being patient with yourself,
Yeah.
realizing, listen, the world has stopped or slowed down, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. So just chill.
Yeah, and I think what's good about like what you and I do as well is that we do things that are there to uplift people.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
that also helps you through because
Yes.
you got to keep going.
Right.
You got to keep pushing. You got to support
Definitely.
the artists. You got to get the art out there. We're doing murals outside now in the
Right.
city.
Right.
You're doing your music. You're
Yep.
releasing that online, and somehow that also helps you because you feel like I'm doing something that's here to
Correct.
help people get
Makes
through
you feel
this
better.
time, right?
Yeah.
What
It
did
makes you
everybody
feel
do?
better.
Watch movies, read books, Everything was culture.
Yeah, yeah,
What you
yeah,
need to get
yeah.
you through a lockdown is
Yeah,
culture, right?
definitely. So I'm wearing my orange.
So National Cultural Heritage Month, that's what we're here to talk about. Amanda Coulson, Director, National Art Gallery, and Sonoma PS, Senior Culture Affairs Officer. Yesterday, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, they put out a full list of what's ahead for the month of activities. They start December 11th with the National Christmas Tree Lighting Ceremony in New Providence, and that will be virtual.
Right.
Also on the 11th, the Season of Hope Christmas Play Special Part 1. December 12th, National Art Gallery of the Bahamas Virtual Christmas Afternoon Special for kids. You'll talk about that in a few minutes. On December 18th, the Season of Hope Christmas Play Special Part 2 National Christmas Tree Lighting Ceremony Family Islands Edition. Then on December 19th, the Christmas Story Time, available all day online at the National Art Gallery bs.org.bs. December 19th as well, the National Art Gallery Christmas Market with Bahamian artists. Now go from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. December 20th, the National Art Gallery Stay Safe Free Museum Tour. Oh, you have a lot to talk about this morning.
She got a lot. Yeah, we got
And
a
then
lot.
Christmas Day on December 25th. Who got robbed? I'm waiting on that. Boxing Day, People's Choice, John Canoe Show, New Providence, the category voters casted during the broadcast with results available the following day right here on the ZNet Television Network.
Yes.
December 28th, Grand Bahama Eleuthera Showdown, People's Choice, John Canoe Show. December 29th, Family Island Showdown, People's Choice, John Canoe Show. And then on January 1st, we get Who Got Robbed again. So it's a whole month of activities still to go. And the collaboration between the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture and the National Art Gallery. How did that come about?
Well, we are actually we're part of their budget. So in fact, our budget comes through the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. So we've always been associated, but we've really been trying hard now to really add to each other's agendas, and really assist each other, because before we sort of operated almost separately. Ministry of Sports and Culture was doing their thing, we were doing our thing. And again, this time has also led you to look to your neighbor, right? How can we help each other? How can we work together? So we just got together. We were like, hey, we've got a lot going on. What can we do for Cultural Heritage Month? And, of course, Sanovi and I have done a lot of projects together.
As well as the NAGB has worked with the Department of Culture, with the National Arts Festival, adjudicating the art categories, and basically rewriting the art regulations and rules for the contestants nationally. And I mean, who better to speak to than the professionals at the art gallery when it comes to that? And Director Coulson and her staff and her crew, they've been open with us with the amphitheater when we've had different events, and the grounds are beautiful and they're very cultural. The garden, the rock gardens, there's just so many cultural spots and cultural things, and so it's just a better fit. It's a good fit. So.
So, why go to a hotel ballroom to do an event at the ministry
when you could
rather
sit
than
on a
come to the
beautiful
NAGB,
amphitheater.
And some persons may not know exactly where the National Art Gallery is.
Okay, absolutely. Well, first of all, shame on you persons, but that's okay. I forgive you. A lot of people ask me that. It is one of, it's the Bahamas hidden gem. First of all, when we are allowed to open for visitors in the building, it's free. It's free for Bahamians. So it didn't used to be, but that was one of the things I did when I came as director. I was like, listen, it's fine for all the tourists to pay, but this has to be free for our people. So that is free. And it is in that big yellow building on the corner of West Street and West Hill Street, right opposite Francis Xavier Cathedral. So if you're coming from Government House and you're walking down by Greycliff, right at the end of that street on the corner. It's a beautiful, not only is it a beautiful building, but we have, as Zenovia referred to, we have these beautiful grounds. And what in the last 3 years we did, so that there was a big empty lot there, which the museum owned, and it was just sitting there like just bush, not doing anything. So we've actually transformed that to a Bahamian sculpture garden.
Yes.
We got rid of all the non-native plants, and we worked with the Leon Levy Native Plant Preserve out of Eleuthera, the Bahamas National Trust. We replanted it full of Bahamian traditional native plants. So there's and we have a bush medicine tour you can go on. You can listen to it through your phone. So you can be outside, and that's open now, right?
Yeah.
So you can go now because it's a public park. There's Bahamian artist sculptures. You can also download from your phone.
All over the place.
You can download from your phone the music they listen to. You can listen to the artist talking, and there's this beautiful amphitheater that we built
Yes,
about 2
built
years
into
ago.
the hill.
So built into the hill, a 200-seat outdoor amphitheater. Novi's used it. We've had Conquerors for Christ doing their things there. So that's like a community space that we've used. We've had Ubuntu there. We've had a lot of people there. So it's really the grounds have been transformed into this beautiful, again, celebration of everything Bahamian, and that's open every day, right? Every day except Monday, even on Sundays, and it's safe. So it's a park. You can go with your family. Of course, you got to stay in your group of 5 people. But so that's something that's always there, and I think a lot of people don't know that because, again, there's that wall around the property. It looks a little bit, that big building is like, oh, what's going on in there? But that is a Bahamian space. It is open for everybody. It's always free, and
Very
I just,
welcoming.
I just say, come on down and enjoy it.
Well, lots of activities will be happening there. Let's go through how you intend to do this stuff. First, the National Art Gallery virtual Christmas afternoon special for kids. What's that all about?
Yes. Okay. So our afternoons are something we used to do in person on site, but of course now we can't host people. So all day long from 10 to 4 on our various social media. So you got to check us through Facebook, which is at the NAGB, or on Instagram, which is at NAGB242, or on our YouTube channel. We have live things happening all day long, so kids can tune into that. And there's different kind of games they can play. There's different activities. That is mostly all free. There's one section, which is a paid event, which is between 12 and 2, where an art instructor will actually lead kids through an activity. And for that fee, we can actually pick up the supplies from the NAGB. So we provide the supplies for that. But all day long, there's just going to be, again, various art activities, different kinds of, hunts, different kinds of question and answer. And so it's just like a fun way for kids to be on, if they're on their device all day, which as we know they are.
Yes.
Exactly, all day.
All day,
It's
all
it's
night.
a way to just be in touch with Bahamian culture, right, and learn something about artists and just do something fun. Because we know parents are just stuck at home with their kids, man, and they're just like, what can we do next?
December 19th, the Christmas story online.
Yeah, Christmas story time. Jace McKinney, an amazing artist. You should actually follow him on his Instagram page. He's got a great series called Jay Back in Time, where he makes cartoons about his youth, and they're all really funny about like the different things he used to get up to with his friends. But he's a really amazing artist, and he's just going to be doing a special Christmas story for Bahamian kids. So you can just tune into that again through our different social media, and you should definitely follow him. It's Jace. Jace is also JACEISALSO on Instagram, and he releases these amazing cartoons that are, they involve Junkanoo, they involve bush medicine, they involve sneaking onto Cabbage Beach, all the things we used to get up to as kids, stealing fruits out of people's yards, So he's going to tell a special Bahamian Christmas story.
Now, that Christmas market with Bahamian artists, how is that going to work?
Well, we've got permission from the competent authority, so we're all good to go because, again, we have these amazing grounds, right? So normally we do a lot of things in the building, but because the building is now still closed, we are using our grounds. So we're setting up a market. Everybody's got a table outside, so everybody is a good, 20 feet. Our grounds are 20,000 square feet. We have a lot of space. So we've got various vendors coming, and they're all going to be outside. So it's really like a kind of curbside market, and everything is Bahamian made. So, and it's not just craft. I mean, there's really some things in this market that are really high end, and really, really beautiful. We have various vendors. House of Assembly. I don't know if you've heard of them. Heart and Home. Poinciana Paper Press, and these are all local businesses. These are all Bahamians who are producing items, whether they're like handmade paper items or people making beautiful like platters out of resin and using like found wood to do objects. So beautiful Christmas tree ornaments, everything handmade, everything 100% Bahamian. And of course, we're outside. We're all wearing our masks. We're all following all the protocols, and so it is 100% COVID safe. But you can still, again, support your Bahamian artists because, they're suffering right now, right?
So my co-workers and family, if you're wondering, what am I going to get Fisher for Christmas this
All
year?
right.
Go on down on December 19th to the Christmas market at the National Art Gallery. And then one more thing is on December 20th. It is the Safe Free Museum Tour.
Yeah, well, that's just, it's a virtual tour. So when we're open for real, we have fourth Sundays. Every fourth Sunday in the month is a free tour given by our own education team. You know, a lot of people they're like, oh, do I want to go look at art? Like maybe I don't understand it. Maybe I have a question. So every month we have this free tour where our education team are there to give you a guided tour to answer any of your questions. And since lockdown, we've been doing them online. So you can again like get onto our social media, Facebook or IG, and you'll have our tour guide there, and they will take you on a tour of the show, and you can interact with them like through the chat. And those have been really popular, and they're great. It's a great way to just again have something else to do when you're stuck on your couch. If you've if you're tired of Netflix. So there's that too. So there's really a lot going on, and again, all of it is we've thought it through very carefully. Everything is 100% COVID friendly. So no one's gonna get breathed on or get sick, and but still support Bahamian artists.
Awesome
Amanda
sauce.
Coulson, director of the National Art Gallery, and Synovia Pierre on the OT this morning. We're going to take our first break, and when we come back, should Synovia and I sing a duet?
All right.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that coming up after this break.
After 37 years, Bahamas First is refreshing its look. A small change perhaps, but as the oldest and largest Bahamian property and casualty insurer in the country, we've built a reputation for designing insurance solutions to protect our customers from life's uncertainties. We equip you for the future so that you can recover stronger. And that's not about to change. Experience our new look and a whole new BahamasFirst.com. Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
We've made the switch. Commonwealth Bank now offers safer and more secure online banking with 24-hour one-time password authentication. OTP is an alphanumeric series of characters that authenticates the user for each cash transaction, a new and unique password that's secure every single time. For immediate assistance, please visit your home branch or contact the call center at 242-502-6159. For further information, visit our website at www.combankltd.com. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
All I want for Christmas is to cook Christmas dinner with my mom, but she's staying in Inagua. BTC Internet brings her straight to my kitchen.
Receive a free Samsung tablet when you sign up for our Internet, TV, and home phone bundle for only $99.99. And when you do, get a chance to win a Samsung 43-inch smart TV. BTC connects you to all you want for Christmas.
Mom, all I want for Christmas is for you to tell me after the rum, what next?
Conditions apply.
Let Marlin Marine and Generac power your home through storms, heat waves, and power outages with our selection of generators. Generac standbys are easy to install, provide reliable power, and maintain comfort levels for the entire home. Get a standby that fits your needs by scheduling an on-site inspection or use our size calculator on Facebook and get a free estimate. When the power cuts out, Generac steps in. Get yours today at Marlin Marine, giving you power on land and sea.
There are many foods that humans eat that are unsafe for dogs and cats. Xylitol is a sugar substitute that has been used in sugar-free gums, candy, and toothpaste for years. But now, it's in some peanut butters, and pet owners need to beware. Xylitol can cause a dramatic release of insulin, causing hypoglycemia or low blood sugar. It can also cause vomiting, liver failure, seizures, coma, and even death. So if you're giving your pet a peanut butter treat, be careful and read your labels. Learn more at pficaribbean.com.
Good morning. We are back on the OT. Amanda Coulson, director of the National Art Gallery, and Synovia Pierre, senior culture officer at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. Tell us about that role as senior cultural affairs officer.
Wow. Well, you know what? It's all things cultural. Being an officer there, my specialty really, or the programs that I'm responsible for, have to do with us, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, or the Department of Culture, collaborating with education. And when I say that, the National Arts Festival is my top thing. And of course, anybody that's been through the National Arts Festival or heard me speak about it at any time would know that that includes the creatives, the arts. It includes the writers, the play actors, and then it of course includes dancers and the artists. And when I say the artists, I mean the visual artists, the photographers, it's all creative. It's about the creative community. It's about the life, the culture of everything. And that program goes from 2 years old until, so once you can present yourself, we accept you. And any island key, anywhere in the Bahamas, we reach into it. Once you reach out to us and say, we want to enter the National Arts Festival, that's what we do. And so, of course, there are other things that I do, not only that, because as a senior cultural affairs officer, I assist with Junkanoo. During this time, the Department of Culture would be totally crazy trying to get into it right now. You would be trying to get in there and stuff all over the place, and so I assist with Junkanoo planning, leading up to, and of course the execution of the actual event. And whatever festivals that come about, for instance, CARICOM, CARIFESTA, if there's any persons that come into the country and they want to include cultural artists of any form or whatnot, we are the ones that usually consult and say, well, we think that you should look at this, or we think you should look at that, and so forth. Yes, we assist also with, I'm just thinking, because things are coming, because there's so many things that we do. There's so many things we do.
Speaking about the National Arts Festival, it was expected to be a big boom this year, because the islands were really showing their talent.
Yeah, they are. They're amazing. Listen, there's talent all over this country.
Yeah, we're always proud of what we find, because there's so many gems out there that are undiscovered. And of course, the Department of Culture and the government of the Bahamas, of course, we present this platform for them to present themselves and present what it is that they have. And there are so many times that I sit there, and one of our adjudicators, I remember one year, I was sitting on the side of him, and I'm like slouching down in my chair, because as this kid was performing, I started to cry. And he's like, are you crying? And I'm like, they're so proud when they give what they give. When we go to Andros and they use the driftwood off the beach, and they're able to use the seashells and the sands and show us what they create. One year we went to Andros, it was North Andros, I think it's Huntley Christie now, the high school in North Andros, and the young man made a full Junkanoo costume out of shells, seeds, and bark, and the adjudicator that year, I think, was Abby Smith, and she was just totally blown away. And he also came to the summer camp, following the festival. And so the National Arts Festival, I'm saying the National Arts Festival, the entire name of it is the E. Clement Bethel National Arts Festival. And it just provides so much opportunities for so many people.
Yeah, but like you said, it also provides opportunities for connection.
Correct.
So somebody from the National Art Gallery would go, and it really allowed us to get in touch with all the schools and the students. And like you said, some of those students, they didn't know the National Art Gallery. They're living in Andros. And then they came to Nassau for our summer camp, because we provide scholarships. We provide scholarships for kids to come to the summer camp that we do every summer. So it's a really great way for all of us in Providence, at the ministry and the NAGB, to get out into the country and meet everybody. And it's great for them, because then they come here, and I've been to a couple of the you have those final events, and the kids are flying in and they're performing, and they're so proud. And let me tell you, it blows you away, the talent that we have in this country. It's amazing.
And it's the same children that take part in the Junior Junkanoo.
Yep.
It's the same persons in the communities in the out islands, especially the family islands, that take part in the Senior Junkanoo. So the networking, the connections, it's endless. It's forever. Yeah.
Once again, we are joined by Amanda Coulson, Director of the National Art Gallery, and Sonova PS, Senior Culture Affairs Officer in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. And as a sports reporter, I get a chance to go to these homecomings and these regattas. And what impresses me most is the talent of the younger kids.
Yes.
They doing the chainsaw, they getting into it, they singing.
Right.
It's like they don't know about what the kids in Nassau listening to that hip-hop American style, but they into their own kind of culture.
Yeah. This year, we we got stopped right in the middle of festival because of COVID. We were ready to go, and in the past 3 years, the festival has grown so much because the department basically had the vision to open it up and give the kids more things to do and basically meet them where they are. They're doing cheerleading now. Let's do cheerleading. They're doing DJing. Well, let's
Yeah,
give them
it's like
DJing.
TikTok, like allowing TikTok as an art
Correct.
form, you know,
Correct.
like
You-
that's
and-
their art form.
And now, because of COVID, we realized that, hey, we're going to now have to make this all digital. We're going to have to now meet them on their virtual platform. And like you said, allow them, okay, we're not going to be able to fly to them. They're not going to be able to fly to us. So we're going to have to say, okay, we'll use the TikTok and the Snapchat and all those, media outlets and stuff, and let us see what it is that you're doing. So we're excited as the possibilities that we are going to have this year for festival. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Mrs.
you know,
Johnson,
definitely.
I'm surprised to hear you say that the National Art Gallery is part of going through these islands as well.
Yeah, we collaborated with them. So we were the adjudicator for the fine art part. So some of our team member went
Yes.
and like they went to all the different islands, like all over Andros, all over Eleuthera, all over. Yeah, and it's great because like you said, you know, our culture isn't one thing. Our
No.
culture really is almost like every island
Yeah,
has its own
it
culture.
is.
And you do find, I don't want to say it's the true culture because our culture is a living thing.
Right.
But when you get to the family islands, you really feel that, you know, you really feel these different
Some,
ways of,
yep.
again, music,
And sometimes
cooking.
as a person who
Yeah.
was born and bred in Nassau, I almost feel like I'm a foreigner. I'm like, wow, how did you do this? Wow, I've never seen this before, and it makes them proud to show
Yeah,
us that this is what we're doing, and this is unique to us.
Yeah, but when we also do, I mean, a lot of people don't know this, we do also twice a year, we do something called the Inter-Island Traveling Exhibition. So we take artwork from the national collection, because, the artwork that we own is owned by the nation. It is there for the people. And so, we take that, we pack it, we create a show, and we go to one of the family islands. And that's quite a big endeavor. We got to put it on the mailboat, we got to unpack it, forklift trucks, the whole thing. We find a space, we do twice a year. So we've been to Eleuthera twice, we've been to Andros, we've been to Long Island, we've been to Grand Bahama a couple times, we've been to Exuma, and we take the collection. The whole team flies out there, and our educators stay for a week. We invite all the schools, we do lectures, we do workshops, we bring art supplies, we do public talks, all that stuff. And so we do believe really, really firmly in being there to serve the whole country. It's just hard because, we're based in Nassau, like so many things. But we take it really seriously because, again, our country is made up of our 700 islands and keys, and we have to serve them all.
Each one with its own culture.
Yep, exactly.
Do Bahamians take advantage of the museum? Because it might not be as exciting as going to watch the theater, to the movies. Do they take advantage of it?
Not as much as they should, so I really encourage people to use it. But we have seen, again, when I came home in 2011, I think the most visitors we had in the course of a year was a little under 3,000. We now hit over 10,000 visitors a year. And I'm very proud to say that a large percentage of those are Bahamians, because we did a lot of initiatives like being open on Sunday, extending our hours on the weekend, being free for Bahamians. So really trying to make it a space for Bahamians. So I would really encourage, I think people don't, they're like, what would I do if I go there? Like,
Yeah,
what
that's what
am I going to do? And again, it's just like, just pop in and enjoy it. Like, go sit in front of one painting and spend half an hour, like, getting out of your daily grind. Take your kids there. It's free. We have all this property. They can run around on the property. It's very safe. It's 24-hour security. It's walled. It's a really awesome, go there for a picnic. I mean, again, that you could just use the building as your building. But again, we have a lot of activities. We do these arternoons. We have artist talks. We used to have movies once a month in the amphitheater. They were always free. And I'm waiting for the competent authority to let me know whether we can do that, because it's outside and we can of course move everybody 6 feet apart. So we always offered a lot of stuff, and we tried to make it, most of it free of charge, because we really want there to be no barrier for any Bahamian family to come. So again, I think it's an awesome place to go. Sometimes as a parent, it's hard to find those moments of connection with your kids, especially when they're teenagers.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised what kids see in art. All different, because it's not just, some of it's palm trees, some of it's contemporary, some of it's whatever. It's really interesting how kids respond to a place like that. And I've heard a lot of really interesting conversations happening. I've heard a lot of families coming together. So I would really encourage it, I would really encourage taking advantage of the NAGB.
Awesome
You,
sauce.
you've been through just to watch or just to perform?
Well, to perform, to watch. I've sung in the amphitheater.
Yep.
I've
I
been
must
there.
admit, I've never,
It's beautiful,
I'm guilty,
Fisher.
I've never been.
No, it's
But
beautiful.
I'm thinking about taking it up
Yeah.
now.
And a lot of the reasons why people have not taken advantage of it is simply because a lot of people just don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, and so once we get the word out more, and people will go. So
Yeah, and everything in there, 100% Bahamian, and that's the thing. Like even Bahamians come out and they go, "Wow,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
like I had no idea."
Yeah.
And it's very, you know, when we get schools coming in, you see some kids come out just standing taller.
Yeah.
You know, they're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I could do that. I could be in there,
Mhm.
and it's an awesome space.
I usually make it an assignment for my students. I say you need to go to the National Arts Gallery, or you need to go to the Dundas Center for the Performing Arts. You need to see this because you need to know that it is there, because they don't know.
What is the name of the program where the kids were performing and then it was stopped right when COVID, when you go from island to island, they're like kind of high school kids?
Isn't that the E. Clement Bethel?
You're talking about our festival?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
E. Clement Bethel National Arts Festival.
Correct. E. Clement Bethel National Arts Festival. Well, we stopped. Literally, we were going to have our award ceremony and our launch on March 16th, and that's when it was stopped.
Wow.
It was literally
Wow, yeah.
stopped.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Yes,
I
was
remember
like-
that too because my birthday's March 13th, and
March
that's
is-
like the day everyone's like March
Yeah,
13th, and I'm
yeah,
like, great.
yeah,
I live in
I'm
ignominy.
a
Yeah.
March person
It
too.
was-
Like,
Yeah.
a week before my birthday,
March
everything
was
just
Shut down.
Shut down.
and I
Literally.
said, wow.
Yeah. So you know
And we thought we'd be open in July.
Yeah. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it the program literally got stopped. We got to Andros, we got to Eleuthera, we did half of New Providence. So we still had Grand Bahama and Cat Island and Long Island and we still had all those islands to
Yeah,
go.
and I think a lot of schools sometimes don't, you know, you really have to call them up, make
Yeah.
sure, because really every school can apply, every
Yeah.
kid can apply, like there's no
The community.
limit, yeah, anyone in the,
The
so,
community. It's
Yeah.
open to everybody. When we were in Meaguana, of all places, the entire community came out. And the oldest performer that came that night, I'll never forget this. This gentleman came and his daughter helped him in. He was walking with his cane and everything. And, you know, he came in and he sat down. And when they called his name, you know, his daughter helped him up and she went to give him his cane. And he was like, I don't want that. And he went up and he performed his song and he crooned his song. And when he was finished, he sat back down. And I was like, okay.
awesome.
One island I love to go to for regatta, homecoming, and have performances, Long Island. When you see they have something in Long Island, you see all the culture comes out,
Yes.
all the singing, the horn, the boy, it'd be interesting.
Okay,
You
Long
just-
Island is very loud about the Ghana.
As in a Lutheran,
I've
I'm
been
gonna
in
take
Lutheran,
offense,
and just,
but
but
that's okay.
Long Island, when you want to see culture,
Yes, I love
during
it.
the
I love Long
festivity,
Island.
Long Island is
I
hands
do.
up. Hands up. We're going to take another break here on the OT. Charles Fisher along with Synovia Pierre and Amanda Coulson. National Cultural Heritage Month.
Yes.
We are talking about the National Art Gallery's role and the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture's role. We have a half hour to go and a whole month of activities. We'll be right back.
This Christmas, BTC customers can enter to win a 43-inch Samsung TV. All you have to do is sign up for a postpaid plan for $64.99 or higher. This postpaid plan includes free data, unlimited on-net calling, free minutes to US and Canada, plus a free Samsung tablet. Visit www.btcbahamas.com/BTC Christmas or call 424-7467. 577-7467 today.
The Division of Culture, under the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, is proud to present its National Cultural Heritage Month Celebration 2020. Under the theme, Rejuvenated, Re-enhanced and Recommitted to the Culture. The Ministry, for the first time ever, will present a number of exciting virtual events, all geared towards highlighting Bahamian culture. Learn more by visiting all social platforms at Division of Cultural Affairs 242. We may not be able to gather in person, but we promise to make it a month of events you don't want to miss.
We've made the switch. Commonwealth Bank now offers safer and more secure online banking with 24-hour one-time password authentication. OTP is an alphanumeric series of characters that authenticates the user for each cash transaction, a new and unique password that's secure every single time. For immediate assistance, please visit your home branch or contact the call center at 242-502-6159. For further information, visit our website at www.combankltd.com. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
This year, Roberts Furniture and Omni Flash Cash are giving you cash in a flash. Receive up to $3,500 in financing from Omni and get cash discounts up to $500 from Roberts Furniture in just 3 easy steps. Choose your furniture, submit your documents, arrange your delivery. It's that simple. Put furniture in your house and up to $500 in your pocket, all within 72 hours. Omni Flash Cash and Roberts Furniture. Quality, comfort, style, and cashback discounts. Visit Roberts Furniture, 5th Terrace, Centerville for details. Phone 322-8862. Like us on Facebook.
Good morning. We are back on the OT. Amanda Coulson, Director of the National Art Gallery, and Sonova Pierre, Senior Cultural Affairs Officer in the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture. Tell us more about this month and some of the activities, please.
Wow. This is going to be a great month. This month is all about culture. And when a lot of people think about culture, they think about just music and dance and, and of course, Junkanoo. In the month of December, Junkanoo. Yeah, but this is for all creatives. This is the time to celebrate all creatives and what it is that they do. And of course, the NAGB is bringing in those visual artists and the craft persons and what have you, and giving them the opportunity to present themselves and present their wares. We have hashtag committed to the culture that we've asked persons to bring things in and say. The Department of Culture has a Facebook page that we're trying to get people to just traffic through there so you can see everything and see what's going on. Hashtag an old-fashioned Christmas, because we're trying to pay attention to the family. Because, of course, like we were discussing, we don't have Junkanoo. We're not going on Bay Street and whatnot. So we're encouraging people to just take those traditions and whatnot and bring it, spend time with your family and bring those traditions and whatnot together. Let me see what else we got. Okay, so tomorrow's December 10th, and then we have December 11th. And like you said, Charles, at the beginning, when we start, the minister's remark is going to be on right after the news on December 11th. Right. So she's going to welcome us, and our minister, of course, is the Honorable Lanisha T. Roll. And after that, then we're going to have a national Christmas tree lighting ceremony. And we're going to have a short program with persons there. I think, Director, you're going to be involved in that some kind of way. And we're going to see her and hear her voice and whatnot. And, of course, right after that, we're going to have our first special called The Season of Hope, which is a Christmas play special. And in that, focusing on the family, focusing on, a family called the Fergusons. And they're going to be doing some reflection. And through their reflection, persons will perform. For instance, we have Emily Williams that's going to come and perform. We have the Regent. Emily? Well, she ain't going to be too sweet during this part. and the Regent Bells, of course, and those of us that know the Regent Bells knows that that's the old-time rhyming spirituals and the gospels and whatnot. And we have Denzel Rose and Friends with the choir and the singing, and Althea Sweeting, Trevante, Tamika Taylor-Smith, who sings, the Smith-Taylor, I think I mixed it up. But that's going to be the gospel part of that, and that's this part. It's called The Season of Hope, and it's a Christmas play special. And the director, our executive director, Mrs. Rowena Sutherland, she was the writer of the script. And it's going to feature so much talent during that time. That's going to happen about 8:30 on December 11th. And then I'm going to scroll down to the 18th, where we're going to bring the second part of the same Season of Hope, but this time we're going to be a little bit more secular. And we're going to feature the National Christmas Tree Lighting Ceremonies, but around the family islands, to see what every family island is doing, because this is national.
So they have to send in their video? Or you go
Yes. They're going to send in their videos and show us what it is that they're doing on those different islands. And, you know, we're going to see exactly what's happening. And, of course, during that time, we have Miss Rashay Sands. She's going to be doing a tribute to the late Kristen Penn. You know, faith, hope, and love. Go ahead, Fisher.
Greatest of these is love.
Go on, Fisher. See that? That's the do it right now. You know, and then I'm doing a tribute to the late Ronnie Butler, who we know call the godfather of Bahamian music. And Osano.
Legend.
Yes. Osano Neely is an administrative associate in the Department of Culture. And he's going to be representing Ronnie. So when you see him, he's going to have on the gabardine pants with the wide leg.
And Osano has got an amazing voice, man. He is a talent, too.
You know, and we're singing from He Was Yay Big. I mean, he ain't much bigger, but you know what I mean. Big, huge personality. But he's going to be right there representing Ronnie Butler. And we're going to have some fire dancing and the higher level band, which is going to be featuring Mizania Bow, a group of musicians that are coming together, and they're going to be doing some music. And the Lashik dancers, who is led by Maltese Davis. We call her Mama. You know, and they're gonna be doing their thing. And of course, this will be the second part of the play, The Seasons of Hope, that was, like I said before, written by our director, and featuring this family again. So this time they're going to be reflecting on the traditions, the old time traditions of the Bahamian family, but this time paying more attention to the secular thing. And I heard you and Higgins and Therese them talking the other day, and they was asking you about Bahamian food. I said, what's wrong with Fisher?
So what's different?
Guava duff.
Okay, no, this the challenge they gave me. Find something besides ham and turkey. Something that you can cook this year for Christmas.
Listen. Come on now, Fisher. Guava duff. And even though we do listen, this is what I tell my students. We have traditions, yes? Culture changes because you went to live in Germany, you come back, you bring stuff from Germany. You went to live in Miami, you come back, you bring stuff from the U.S. You went to live in wherever, and you bring... The traditions stay the same. So we know he's up the ham and turkey because of whatever. But hold on now, hold on.
I gotta go on YouTube for
that. We change up the stuff a little bit by adding count to it.
To guava duff?
I say anything but any guava duff. I say the stuffing.
Oh, the stuffing. Yeah, that's a good idea, man.
Called guava duff. That's a new one.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, I heard the other day, getting off topic, that there's somewhere in the Bahamas they put mayonnaise in their conch salad.
Yeah, Freeport.
Yeah. Come on, you late, man. What's that?
No, but like you said, things change.
Culture.
Like it becomes culture.
Culture
you
changes. Correct. But the tradition is still conch salad.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
But it's like a slightly different flavor.
As a matter of fact, Fisher, don't knock it, because there's a lady who has a food truck and she does seafood duffs.
Wow.
So she has the same light, airy duff, but it's made with conch.
She steams it, yeah.
She steams it with conch and shrimp, and she does one where she does crab. So like crab and dough, but she makes it like a dough, and she
like Therese and Higgins said, we can't do crab for Christmas. We be eating crab all year.
Man, stop it, man. Stop it.
Father's Day to this day, the birthday to...
Hold on. And besides that, the crab will cost so much money, you probably can't afford it anyway.
Unless you go catch it yourself.
You know? And so, continuing on. Everybody's waiting on who got robbed. Yeah. Amanda said, let's talk group robber. I said, man, Amanda, I ain't nobody want to touch that. Lord have mercy.
You thought this would have been the year saying they ain't here, but they cheat us, eh? But they come right back.
Every year.
You know the Bahamian chat. They rob us.
Exactly.
They rob us. But you know, Higgins and those have gotten together, and they basically brought some of the Junkanoo legends together. And they're going to basically have like a roundtable discussion where they're going to look at tapes and past parades and give their viewpoints. Because when we're looking at when we're watching Junkanoo, like they said, the fisherman ain't call this fish stink, because as far as I'm concerned, the Saxons is my group, whether they win, lose, or draw. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? And so they're going to say, listen, you know, this from our viewpoint, this is what should have happened. The costume wasn't high enough, it wasn't big enough, it didn't have enough this on it, it had too much that, and kind of, if we listen objectively, we will hear their viewpoint.
Understanding of how the scoring system
we
works.
We will understand how these things are judged and graded. And so that's all we're asking people to listen to and to look at.
Yeah,
and
I
so
think-
that's the whole idea of the Who Got Robbed.
I think it's a great idea though,
theme.
because like when you're on the stands, whoever gets the loudest cheer, you feel like they're gonna win, right?
Of course.
But like you said, it depends where you are in the
Yeah.
stands.
Yeah.
It depends. And I mean, what I'm gonna,
Unfortunately, sometimes it depends on the music, the
Yeah.
popular music of the day.
Sure,
You know,
absolutely.
so it's all sorts of things.
I really want to see that Who Got Robbed. And
Yeah.
how they're going to break it down, and people still saying, no, this ain't supposed to be like that. But for the past few Jungle Parades, persons will be saying, hey, this group did when they get robbed, even though they might have been from a different group. So
Correct.
It's going to be very interesting to see if that group that did get robbed did last year. Okay, let me. Okay.
one family.
Now
over
we
here,
say
so-
get robbed now.
We're
Watch it.
gonna get us some dangerous
Because
territory
listen,
here.
I don't know nobody throw no rock at me.
So
But there's also, you're going to be able to live chat. So,
Yes.
like, I'm hoping they'll still, because one of the best things for Junkanoo for me, I mean, I love seeing all the groups in the parade, but I love listening to people on the stands. You know,
Yes.
when you're stuck there between a Saxon and a Valley fan,
And to hear the
you're
things,
one family,
yes,
and you're
yes.
and everyone's
The friendly
like,
banter, yes,
exactly.
yes, definitely.
And so you're gonna be able to like chat on the Facebook page
Yes.
while they're talking.
You're
So
gonna be
I
able
hope
to
we're still
cast
gonna-
votes.
Yeah, I hope we're still gonna see some of that like banter. 'Cause
I'm
that's-
sure we will,
Yeah,
because
you-
everything is
you-
going to
you-
be
You can get that talk. You can get
everything is going to be broadcast via television and via the Facebook pages and whatnot. So, and then of course, persons are encouraged on Facebook and through the Facebook page to go in and cast their votes as to who they would have thought should have won or whatnot based on the discussion that will be going on. So definitely. So everybody has to remember, Committed to the Culture, the Facebook page for the Department of Culture. Just go on there and look for the Department of Culture. And traditional old-fashioned Bahamian Christmas. Old-fashioned Christmas. Just remember that all this stuff is happening. We're going well into the new year. And what else do we have here? Oh, I'm not finished, Fisher. I'm not finished. All right, the Family Island Showdown, People's Choice Junkanoo Show. This is happening the 28th and 29th. So the other family islands, and we're doing the exact same thing. The 28th is going to be Grand Bahama and Eleuthera, and I want to shout out right now to Mrs. Monique Leary. She's our Cultural Affairs Officer in Grand Bahama. And of course, Eleuthera, we have Miss Clara Young that's there. She's our Cultural Affairs Officer there. We have our other islands like Inagua, Bimini, North Andros, Long Island, Exuma. So everybody and
Everybody's gotta be
everywhere that they
involved.
have Junkanoo, we want them to send it in, and it's all going to be talked about and spotlighted and highlighted. You know, sometimes those of us that are here in New Providence, we tend to be very Nassau-centric. But this is national. This is all about the Bahamas. What's
It
happening?
is National Cultural Heritage.
Yes,
Month,
sir.
not
Yes, sir. It
Not
is.
Nassau
No,
Culture.
no, and not the Nassau
Not
Art
the
Gallery.
Nassau Art Gallery, yeah. And also, just because you mentioned her, you mentioned Abby Smith, who used to work at the National Art Gallery, and now she's actually a teacher at Aquinas. But she's doing, since Junkanoo's not happening, she right now is painting this amazing mural on
yes.
Stapleton School
Yes,
wall
the
on that
wall
road
on the
from
highway.
Saunders Beach to the Six-Legged Roundabout, and it's all Junkanoo, and it is so beautiful. So if you're missing a little Junkanoo,
National
go,
Cultural Heritage
it is,
Month.
yeah, and so that's what we're also trying to do. Central Bank is doing that one, but we're all like doing these murals everywhere. You're going to see a lot of murals popping up around town where the NAGB is working on the steps at Mason's Addition. We're going to be doing artwork on those stairs, so when you're like looking at the hill, you just see this amazing like art going up the hill. We're doing a lot of the shacks around Saxon's Way, and
That should be awesome.
so again, like I think the spirit of Junkanoo is still going to be out there, in a way, and it's a different way, and I think that's what we all have to do in Cultural Heritage Month. Is
And
like,
it's all about our culture and
Yep.
all about our creativity that's encouraging the people.
Let's not talk about Junkanoo
With-
too much because
Oh,
a lot of
Lord.
people are
Oh,
already in
Lord.
that Junkanoo
But ain't nothing we
syndrome.
can do.
Junkanoo syndrome. They're depressed. So let's
Listen.
give them a break.
Fisher, but they have to be like I was telling you. There's I passed a gentleman in the Grove the other day, and he was sitting on the porch and he was creating what looks like a dog. And he said, "Oh yes, I'm going to pace this, and my family and we're going to have our Junkanoo in front of our yard. We're going to do our own Junkanoo on Junkanoo night. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Now we can't gather together in major groups. We know that. But if you're in your family and in your yard doing it, listen, boy, lick that off, lick that drum off. Have a good time. It's all about family. It's all about Bahamian Christmas. I heard Higgins say the other day, they may not be able to rush on Bay Street, but guess what? They can rush in church.
Yep.
They can rush in church, and when you look at it, that's where it come from. They rushed in church, and then they took it into the communities, and they went around and spread the cheer. You understand what I'm saying? So, of course, January 1st, who got robbed again, the second part of it. And the New Providence B categories, they're doing vote casting again. So encouraging persons to go through the Facebook page. And it says that the results will be available the following day, which is January 2nd.
Doesn't Colors just win that every year?
Mr. Justillion.
Colors.
Miss Colors has been, oh Lord, every year. Every year.
Man.
I think they need to have a B category and then have a colors category. Yes, but definitely. And of course, in between all of these events, the NAGB will be doing their stuff. The scavenger hunt, that's still going on, right?
The scavenger hunt is actually like there are all these QR codes at gas stations, and you can like click on the QR code, and it'll take you to where there's art to be found.
So Amanda, if you ain't got no car, you don't got to go to the gas station.
Can you get?
I guess people like walk past the gas station too. But we're just trying to find ways to like put things out in the community, and so actually the show we have on right now. It's actually a mural show. We're actually gonna put the murals also out in the community, and eventually, like, the QR code will take you to where the mural is. So, we're really thinking about how to just allow people to still engage with culture, without coming into the building. But again, like every day in Culture Month, you can come to the garden, right? The art park is open. You can do we have a tour about the bush medicine. We have a tour about the artists, and that's just something you can come. You can come to the park. You can do that through your phone. And that's every day. And then we have all those other events coming up, story time, the Christmas market, so there's always something going on at the NAGB.
I think by next week I'm going to take a tour of the National Art Gallery. When you hear about something so much and you say, you know what, I have to go there. Since you've been talking about it and highlighting it so much that I got to put on my Sunday best and just walk through the National Art Gallery and just take some pictures and say I was there.
Bishop, man, you can't put on the Sunday best, man. You got to walk through the rock garden.
How she's describing it, look like you have to come.
No, listen, man. Some days I go in my slippers. Don't worry.
Listen.
on install day, we're all in our jeans and t-shirts.
All right.
That's okay.
But it's a little chill out there right now.
That's
You're right.
So I got to put on some of them old coats that I've not worn in quite some time. I won't be able to wear my sweaters and my jackets to Junkanoo. That's time of the year. The ladies they buy up all those
boots, boots and fur,
and fur hat and all that to go to Junkanoo. You can't wear them this year, so it's cheap. You put them on and go to the National Art Gallery and have a tour. And you play Junkanoo music in there too while you're going through the tour.
Listen, we could have a walk-through fashion show. Who coming with the
you know what? We should do that.
You should do that. Let them walk around the perimeter.
Exactly. Because it's true, man. You get dressed up.
That's a fashion show. Cultural fashion show.
Novi, you brought me to a point just now. We have about 10 more minutes left here on the show. And just because we've been off course all show, this has been you've been singing some lockdown songs.
Man, listen. My number one was when my little one, she put all her teddy bears on the chair, and she said she had to make them social distance so they couldn't touch. So Barbie and Teddy and Santa Claus, and this was March when she had Santa Claus and the snowman and everybody's spread out. And I had to sing, no profiling in this party. I said, Lord have mercy. And that went viral, as the people said, because everybody was laughing. It was just to try and make a light.
And we saw a lot of new talent come up because during this lockdown, a lot of persons who never sing, they'll just come out and just sing a song. And people get to know. Portcake made some songs, made some songs. I remember interviewing a young guy out of Harbor Island who made a song. One in Grand Bahamas, they found their hidden talent.
I missed Popcake song. That's got to be good.
She's going to make me go look for that, too. Yeah. Because we were home, because we had no choice. We had no choice but to sit still and listen. This was like the ideal time for creatives to say, listen, this is what I have, look at it.
But that's also what I'm talking about. It's like people think culture is apart from them. They're like, oh yeah, the art gallery, that's not for me, or what, but culture is everywhere.
Yeah.
And through this pandemic, we all were relying on something to get us through, right?
Yes.
Singing, dancing, cooking, watching movies, writing books, writing stories. That's all culture.
Yes.
And that's what got us through, and that's what keeps us moving and keeps us together as a community, right?
Definitely. Everybody's talking about the COVID weight. We all put on weight and extra weight and back on weight. Some of us who lost weight put weight back on because we were cooking.
Yeah, baking.
And my little ones were like, hey, look what I saw. We could try this. Let's look at this. And we were...
I don't know where persons got that mentality from that you have to extra cook. They go to the food store, buy things they don't even
Most of us are not home during the afternoon.
Yeah.
But people were cooking for lunch. They were cooking for dinner. They were cooking for supper.
Wake up in the morning, 2 o'clock, cook again.
And yeah, we were doing like high tea. We were like baking things, and we were just food.
Yeah. It was family time, really. I think that's what it was. Just a chance to sit down and be around everybody. So, and that's what this Cultural Heritage Month is all about.
So it's no
Family
joke,
time.
but National Cultural Heritage
Yes,
Month is gone.
we will get
And we have
together virtually.
We have a great lineup of activities. If
Definitely.
you miss one, you can't miss the other.
No.
I know nobody's going to miss Who Got Wrong.
No.
Nobody's going to miss the virtual tour through the National Art Gallery. I want to come to that market and purchase some gifts. And I'm just saying this to some of my friends who listening and watching. They can, yes, I like those pictures. I can put them up in my house.
Yes.
What else will be on sale there?
Oh my God, we got somebody who makes their own face masks.
Face
so like
mask.
we're
Well,
going
the
back
face,
into,
face mask going to be
that's a
around for a
whole-
while, so you might as well,
Exactly.
Of course.
so you might as well
I
get
have
it.
one. I mean, you know.
All very beautiful, different fabrics. I mean, we got all kinds of things: jewelry, Christmas ornaments,
Yes.
you know, all kinds of things. Like I said, there's a woman who makes these beautiful resin things, like little coasters and little trays, and just really interesting things that, again, like a lot of it is stuff I haven't seen before. So it's not like you're going to find like at every other Christmas market you've been to.
The same
these are
old
like, these
Santa
are like,
Claus and reindeer.
yeah,
and whatnot.
exactly. These
Yeah.
are like really young Bahamians doing really interesting things. House of Assembly makes things out of different fabrics, like
Yes.
Bahama handprint fabrics or Androsia fabrics, but makes like different kind of objects that you wouldn't
Awesome.
normally. So just
Awesome.
really cool, interesting, new things. So just come on out and really, 19th of December, all day, 10 to 5, and we'll be there. But it will all be safe, so don't worry. We'll all be outside, and and then if it's too crowded, go into the sculpture garden. Go
Yep.
hang out. Go look at some trees. go
So,
look at
some of those
sculptures.
benches that are around the property, beautiful.
What event are you looking forward to the most?
That same market event. I'm going there.
Well, you're a woman like shop. Just
What? You know
Yeah,
it.
listen, we're missing our shopping. We need to get our shopping on. Like normally this time of year, we're like,
Yeah. And I'd rather spend my money there than on Amazon,
Yeah.
which is what I've been doing.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
also in a way that's been one of the weird benefits of this is that
Yeah.
we've been forced to shop at home, right?
Yes,
And I think that
yes.
should be something we
That's
really
great.
commit to as a
Yes.
nation. Is like if we can buy local,
Yes.
like support your local industries because
Yes.
there's so much out there. And we shouldn't be giving all our money to Amazon and customs and the shipping and just shop local.
Shop at home.
Like we need it, our country needs it, and there is so much great stuff here. There
Yes.
really is.
So, Fisher, let's just remind everybody that Friday, for sure, that's when we just kick it off. Well, we've been doing all of this, of course, and thank you to ZNS and to you and everybody, and Hope Shelly Ann, the radio show that we've been on and coming on Friday, speaking about culture. But of course we know that on Friday our Minister Lanisha T. Rhodes, she will have her remarks after the news and then the National Christmas Tree Lighting Ceremony, and then we started off with Season of Hope Christmas Play Special Part 1, and it goes on from there. Every Friday evening they'll look for us, we'll be there. We're going to be with you on the Monday and Wednesdays. I mean, if it wasn't for this, what else I coming in to speak on the OT for? Because I ain't running no race, Fisher. Fisher, I ain't running no race.
the OT has
But I
changed.
get you to sing with me, Fisher.
The OT, and as we come out of here this day, I do a lot of things on the Morning Edition. Thank you, Amanda Colson, Director of the National Art Gallery. Synovia, just hit a tune and I'll finish and we'll get out of here.
Profiling
in the party.
Go ahead, Fisher.
It is National. Look how Shelly I laugh. I couldn't hold a tune if it hold me down with a piece of rock. That's gonna do it for the OT and exciting. Boy, it's been one of my best shows so far with Amanda and Synovia. And as we get out of here, thanks a lot, Hope Shelly on behind the controls. Master Control, also Vince Gator for making this show possible. We'll be back on the air on Monday. And we party! And we party!